Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to To Be Determined. Today we're going over the brand new Inferno Minion update. So if you enjoy or learn something, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Let's jump straight into it. So this is SkyBlock patch 0.19.5. Basically, they added all of the changes they said they were going to add to Inferno Minion. 2.8 times more Inferno Vertex drops, 20% more Inferno Apex drops, and 15% more Chili Pepper drops. They've also made so Gabagool Distillate is going to drop more frequently than other distillates. Another big thing is Capsaicin Eye Drop. Require exportable carrots now. Wisp Pet upgrades are much cheaper. Inferno Demon Lords will occasionally drop Enchanted Blaze Powder. They also added base damage to Wisp Pet, upgraded the Cold Fused Reforge from the Chili Pepper collection, and they added a very crude Gabagool item, which can apparently be compacted using a Super Compactor 3000. They also made minion action speed basically 9% faster, so these minions have been majorly upgraded. But let's look at some of the other changes they did. If we go to our Slayer Recipes book, you'll notice the Wisp Upgrade Stone now is much cheaper. It used to require 4 Inferno Vertexes, which was a little bit ridiculous, and now you can see Inferno Vertexes have dropped in price a ton already. They also made it so Amalgamated Crimsonite, the recipe drops 2 of these now, so basically they have the price of Amalgamated Crimsonite with that, so Molten Powder is much cheaper to get now. But they also changed the recipe for Capsaicin Eye Drop. So like I said earlier, they now require exportable carrots. So if you guys don't have anything better to do, exportable carrots is making a ton of money. At the time that I'm recording this, I did 20 minutes of exportable carrots and I have made so much. I grinded those for, again, 20 minutes and it was like 45 million coins is what I made in 20 minutes. So you can make upwards of 120 mil an hour with this, which is kind of wild, and I'm sure it'll die down soon, but for now, that is pretty crazy. They also made so Capsaicin Eye Drops are stackable now, so you can see this one recipe using 1 Water Hydra Head makes 3 Capsaicin Eye Drop, and they don't have 2 charges each anymore. They have 1 charge, but they are stackable. They also made it so Griffin Pet shouldn't bug out anymore whenever you're doing Griffin burrows during Diana. It shouldn't spawn common Griffin mobs whenever you have a legendary Griffin. That used to be a bug. Should be fixed now. They also made it so warping to the Crimson Isle now has a much lower combat requirement. So it was 24, now it's 22. They also made it so you gain access to Zealot Bruiser Hideout at combat 20, because that used to be at 22. So much easier to get to these 2 places now, which I think is good. With the recent changes to bestiary, it was a lot harder to get to these, so much better choices now. They also made some changes to auto pets, so a lot of people would use the pet rule for on kill zombie whenever they did their Diana ritual. You kill a mythological creature and it would count as a zombie, like the Minus Champions, the Inquisitors, the Minotaurs. Those guys would all count as a zombie. Now they don't count as a zombie. So instead of using that, it's going to be better to do when gain combat XP, equip your G-Drag or Black Cat pet, whichever one, for Magic Find swapping, which is what I've been doing the whole time, but this is going to be pretty much the only way to do that now. So if you have that auto pet rule, it's not going to work anymore. You want to swap it to this. There was also a thing that would happen in dungeons where if you had a healer and they use their overheal ability for your absorption hearts in dungeon, you know, in dungeons your stats are insanely high. So you would have like maybe 100,000 absorption hearts if you massive swap. And then when you warped out of dungeons, you would keep those absorption hearts. That's no longer the case. That bug no longer exists. So people were using that to be able to cheese tier 4 blazes, to be able to cheese the campfire badge challenge. So you can't do that anymore. And there are a ton of other bug fixes here. They finally fixed the auto recombobulator bug, which is great. And yeah, there's a ton of bug fixes here, a bunch of minor stuff. They highlighted the big stuff for us, which is nice. But yeah, that was the big thing. They also made a change for dungeons. So if you have done the Catacombs floor 7 and you reach the cata requirement to be able to do the next floor, you don't have to do the floor before it. So I haven't done M6, but I could just jump straight into M7 because I have the Catacombs level requirement and I've defeated the Catacombs floor 7. So you don't even have to do any of these other master mode floors. You don't have to get carries for any of these. If you want to do a higher level floor, you can just jump straight to it once you reach the cata requirement. But another big thing that they did with back to Inferno minions, whenever you fuel your minions, it's going to be a lot cheaper to make the fuel now. So you can actually fuel right here, and there is the very crude Gabagool actually. that I didn't notice was there before. So you can actually have very crude gabagool compacted into with your Inferno minions now, so you don't have to worry about checking them every few hours. And then you can change that into fuel gabagool later on. That is very nice. But back to the point, heavy gabagool. You now only need 12 to make hypergolic gabagool. It used to be 24, and this is the gabagool that you need to be able to make the hypergolic Inferno minion fuel that drops the apexes and things. So it's much cheaper to actually fuel the minions, and it's a lot more expensive to give them capsation eye drops. So let me know what you guys think of this update in the comment section down below. While you're there, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Appreciate you watching to the end, and God bless.